It's an exciting time to be a business demographer because of where we live here in North Carolina. North Carolina nationally is a major demographic and migration magnet. Over the first decade of the new millennium, we added 1.5 million people to our population in the state. And since 2010, we've added another 700,000. My math says that that's 2.3 million additional newcomers in a 17-year period. But what is interesting, they're highly concentrated in the urban crescent from Johnston County along I-40, I-85, to Mecklenburg County, and inclusive of one of the most exciting places, Durham County, that is a magnet for an incredible mix of people who are arriving in the city from a very diverse set of metropolitan areas, including New York, including Seattle, Washington, including San Diego, including Los Angeles, California, Austin, Texas, Cambridge, Massachusetts, enormous cadre of people who bring substantial migration dividends to the city of Durham. A migration dividend occurs when the per capita income of the individuals moving into the city is greater than the per capita income of the people who live here. If you look at the data for the most recent data, what we find is that individuals who are moving to Durham from Manhattan, New York, bring a median per capita migration dividend of $55,000 to the city. What that means is their per capita income is $55,000 more than anyone who lives in Durham. It's about $30,000 for people who are moving to Durham from San Diego. It's about $21,000 for people who are moving to Durham from Cambridge, Massachusetts. And so you have a dynamic group of people, high income, high earning population moving in that is largely responsible for the dramatic transformation of Durham that is reflected in, the transformation of the downtown with the, fancy restaurants, adaptive reuse of warehouses into creative kinds of spaces for entrepreneurial and innovative kinds of activities, high-rise condos and the like, that are creating a livable 24/7 downtown area characterized by a very diverse population. Unfortunately, at the same time that all of that new economy excitement is going on, we have a problem because the newcomers are pricing out the existing residents in the city, creating an enormous problem of displacement for long-term residents, and in some instances, homelessness. Interestingly enough, homelessness among the members of the civilian workforce and homelessness among workers in the public school system. People who have played by the rules in American society, gone to school, stayed out of trouble with the law, earned both bachelor's degrees and in some instances master's degrees, yet and still they don't earn enough money to have an above poverty level existence in the city, and in many instances they've been priced out of the housing market altogether. This is the new challenge, the new urban challenge of how do we help not only the non-working poor, but increasingly how do we help the working poor. And what's interesting about that working poor population is they are people who are employed to protect public health and safety in the city, but yet and still they can't afford to live in the place that they are responsible for protecting public health and safety, and most importantly, educating our children. So the real challenge for a place like Durham is how do you develop an integrative strategy where you, yes, celebrate and take advantage of the migration dividend that comes from talented people moving from the metropolitan areas in the Northeast, in the Midwest, out West, and even in the South and Southwest to Durham as a migration magnet, how do you balance their influx with the fact that we need to figure out and have more inclusive and equitable development that allows at the same time the existing residents of the city to have an above poverty level existence in the community. So the emphasis has to be on strategies to promote inclusion, strategies to promote equity, and most importantly, strategies to promote shared prosperity. At the end of the day, that's what's going to enable Durham to maintain its now wonderful position as a wonderful place to live, a wonderful place to work, and a wonderful place to play. It has to be far more diverse in its wonderfulness moving forward.